Hey, I think it's fine. Let's do some 2117. How much do I need to reach garden? 2200 plus. I have seen people with like 2150. Um, I do it. I have to be top 1% to reach garden. Mm, I think I need around like 50 more. So I guess 5 more contests. Already hard from to go from 2100 to 2200. Maximum amount of money can earn is like a POTD. Coins in each cell. If coin is greater than 0, robot gains that many coins. There's a robbers. Okay, so it's just plus minus. Neutralize robbers in at most 2 cells in its path, preventing them from stealing coins in those cells. Hey, robots' total coins can be negative. Return the maximum profit. At most 2 cells. So those 2 cells are going to be negative ones. 2 max negative cells. Previous last days, I was a bit busy. So just a day after I had a OA geeks का भी देख लेते हैं. You know, fans with N posts and K colors. Find a number of ways of painting a fan so that not more than 2 consecutive posts have same color. Guaranteed to fit. Number of posts and K colors. Not more than 2 consecutive posts. We need number of ways. We can go N into K. I can see. So if N is 2, there is only basically then you can put like anything. 2 into 2, 4. Or 4 into 4. So there are 4 colors. For N equals to 3, so you can put like whatever 2 colors are there, then not more than 2 consecutive posts. Again, you can put like K colors, but after that, you have a restriction. I think this problem is about counting only. हो जाए यार लॉगिन. ओके let's go. I mean, I'm not able to log in for some reason. So first two have like all the options. So this is 2 into 2 and then this is just 1. Not really, it depends. There are multiple cases here. I think we have to use DP, dynamic programming, because what number we can pick here, that depends on previously picked numbers. And we can do that. Along with these two things, we can use a flag. Do we need a flag? We just need to see whether previous two numbers are same. I can use a flag. So like this value is going to be flagged. Now we only have one option. This is not flagged, so this can be RBB as well. Yep, these two things. Not flagged, so we can have like, if we have V, we can pick anything, B or R. If we have picked R here, then again we can pick anything, right? Similarly, if we can decide to pick B, then we can pick any. It's giving TLE. Okay. We just need to know a few things. We just need to know whether previous two consecutive elements are same or not. If we know that, if they are not same, then there are n possibility at this place. Else there are going to be n minus 1 possibility. So this is how we can solve this. Can I just log in? Let me think about this one. This is just like, we need maximum profit, so we need maximum path. But along with that, we can also make two most negative cells 0. So how am I supposed to do? What are the constraints? It's m into n. My negative 1000 to 1000. Do I have some other browser? I don't have my account logged in. Huh? Wait. If we given a list of vehicles, I'll look into it. Just give me a moment. Uh, can I use my GitHub? Something else might work. No? The thing is that, so the first letter I can pick anything. So this is like K into second one. There are two options. Either I pick what I have picked previously or I can go for something else. Right? So I can pick, I think there is some issue with Geek for Geeks. Okay, so this is 2. This here, but whatever I'm going to pick here is going to affect the next one, right? Everything is possible, but 3 consecutive is not possible. Maybe it's just like k to the power n, and then we have to subtract like those 3 consecutive that we can make. How we can make 3 consecutive? We can pick some 3 indices, but those indices should be consecutive. How many ways we can do that? So in this, there is only one way to pick 3 consecutive, right? And then by picking them, what are the colors we can assign? So there are 2 colors. So I can subtract this 2 from 2 to the power 3, which is 8 minus 2 is 6, and that is the answer. Okay, let's say we have something like we have let's say n is equal to 10. So we have some 10 positions. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, how many ways we can pick like 3 consecutives? This is going to be n minus 3, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So this is going to be like n minus 3 plus 1. So there are 8 options. Let's say k equals to 3 in this case. So there are 8 ways, and by picking those 3 consecutives, we can pick like any of those 3 colors, right? This is 24. And what is 3 to the power 10? So we just have to do like 3 to the power 10 minus this 8 into 3. I think that is it, right? This was the only way. I think this is correct logic. Yeah, maybe if I can log in. I don't know my password. Fuck. Some other account. I see a little silhouette of a man's gun. N is only 300, so going to be, but A is a big number, but power is not. So 10 to the power 5 guaranteed to fit in 32-bit. I do it because 10 to the power 5 to the power 300 is how much? That is a big number. If I will do this way, then this number is going to be like so much bigger, right? I may have to think about something. But this is, I think this is a correct solution. So another best option is I can just use DP, because I can use a flag if I'm picking same. So if I'm at some state, I can move like with a flag either true or false. So that is easy. I think that is going to work as well. I don't know what's the issue. Can you log in? I just make an account. What is this? Let me do something. Make an account. Is this going to work here? No way. I'll do it later. Fuck it. But see, you don't care about D here. You don't care about K here. You can solve this in like big O of N only, and you just need a flag, an extra flag of true and false, and you can go to the next state by switching that flag on and off. But you can do it like after the first state. Am I right? But if the flag is already true, then you cannot make it true again, because if these R is common, okay, RR is common, then you have to pick something else. Then you will go to the next state, and over there you can again pick anything. Yep. So you can solve this in n into 2. 2 is going to be your flag. Or you can use this method, counting. Special ability, 2 cells on its path. Some online compiler. Yeah, let's C++ online compiler. Let's do take some test cases. Okay. At a main function, so we have given a n. Let's take this as 3 for now. Is given 2. So I'm just taking this example. So first I was talking about this way, like this method, but I think this is going to give me some problems because of this high power. So I will probably not go for this. Let's use a simple DP. Okay. I need an index, I need a flag. If this flag is true, about flag. What does it mean for this flag to be true? That means previous two elements were equal. So I can go to the next index, and this flag is going to be false now because I have to pick something else. Okay, and that is going to be the only way. Else what the fuck? If this flag is false, then what I can do? And I can make it either true or false. So there are two options here, and this was the case. Like this R will decide what the next element could be. So if we are picking something different, then we can pick anything here. Something different means the flag is false. If the flag is false, we can make it true by picking the same value, and this is going to give me what? E to the power n. N to the power 5. This is too much. Can you see this once? What? N equals to 300 and K equals to 1e5. (300 minus 3 plus 1) and then multiply it by K and then subtracted by this. I'm a little bit confused right now. So what is this one basically? This is like I have reached, so I have made something. Okay. But here I'm using combinatorics. So if flag is true, then this is going to be K minus 1, because then we cannot pick everything. Okay. We have two options. If this is false, we're making it true, then there is only one way to make it true. Okay. To pick the same thing. What about this? I can just try. So we have 0, we have flag. Let me see. Oh, we're not printing anything. Is this CPP? What happened? Cout was not declared. Ah, I have to use namespace. Answer is coming out to be 5. This is because of the first position. What the fuck? What's the issue? Wait, let me think. Flag can never be true. First index, that is just not possible. Okay. 2 and 4. Let's try this one. Yeah, I think this is correct now. Now you can memorize this, okay? I can explain this thing. So what is happening? The problem is the first number, because there is not going to be a consecutive number before. This was the issue. So I'm starting from this one, and this number I can pick anything from out of these k colors. This is why I'm multiplying this by k. So what you was talking about, n is 300, k is 1e5. Although this is recursion, so I think this is gonna take a lot of time. I should use dp straight away. Do I need a 2d dp? Yeah. So go to n. What else I need? A boolean of size 2. Let's make them -1. Then we have idx and flag. Iterative should be easier than this approach. Oh my god, we're stuck. Vector does not name a type. Stdio dot what, bits stdc.h dash stdc.h. I think that is correct name, right? stdc++. This is a library. Okay, see, this is your answer. I think this is correct. Of course. We can submit this on GFG. I'm just not able to log in. Done, done, done. Let's do this. This is the main function. That is it. Okay. I think we have to return this. Okay, into solution. This is fine. Here we can make them like A and B. So now n equals to A and k equals to B. And we can use this function. I think we could now. Wait. Let's compile and run. It works. The time complexity n into 2, so that works too. Can we use mod to do this? I think they said something about the output. Guaranteed to be fed. But it can be greater than 1e9 plus 7. Yeah. Okay. What should I do? I need like 2 cells which are negative. Most negative 2 cells. Can I do that? Does that mean, I mean, it's about just skipping those cells, skipping the cost. Maybe we can track down the line how many we have used, and we're not gonna use it if and because we only have 2 cells, I can include it in my DP. And I can't use priority queue. Okay. So these are 2. These are positions in the grid. And I also have to keep track of how many I have used. Right, so this cannot be more than like yeah. And I will only skip if it's negative, right? I think the question is solved. I just have to code it up. But how will I get the maximum profit? When I will reach to the last, we have to maximize the profit. Let's move to the valid indices only. And j equals to m minus 1. This is the target. Going to return 0. Maybe if it's invalid, just return something bigger. Something very small. If should I? Fuck that. Okay. Now we see. And go I plus 1. We can go right or down. Okay, so if I plus 1 is less than n, then only we can do that. Go to the next one with the same j with these grade, and just add whatever is in this points of I and j. But here I have conditions too. I need to see how many I have used. Okay, this. Is there an easy way to tackle this? I mean, I will only skip if it's negative, right? So I have two more options. I can make it as much complex as I want, but I don't want that. Just make two options. Okay, but this I can only do if we have something here, right? If this is greater than 0, then only this is possible. And then used is going to be like -1 because we have used one of them. Similarly, if j plus 1 less than m, I believe we can do the same thing here, just with the j plus 1. And this is automatically handled. Because we can be greedy here. Let's try to take like whatever is maximum. What if we that's okay. Maybe we can also have used. Wrong answer. What is the reason for wrong answer? What is wrong in my logic? 0 to, you start with 0 coins. That is fine. Then you move to 0 1, getting 1 coin. Okay, you go here, I plus 1. Then you move here, then you move down, and here you use like, when I'm going to I plus 1, I'm using this particular move because used is greater than 0. I can just go, I don't have to subtract or add anything to it, right? Then from there I can move to again I plus 1 and add this 4, add this 3, so this way, then this way, then from 3 I can go to 4. So total is 8, but okay, my bad. Now I just have to memorize this. I don't know why I'm just keep writing recursive codes. Maybe it's just more intuitive. N M, and then the size of this is going to be 0 1 2. That's a 3. Is it? I guess. If tp of I j and used, turn them, store this answer. I think the question is solved. Hi Saurav, bro. Yeah, because the number was small, we can kind of, okay. There is a edge case. Expected is 0, so here I have to be a little bit more careful. Okay, so if used, if I have something in used, and then I can return like whatever is maximum out of 0 and coins of ij. Else I will have to return no other option. I think now this is correct. Yeah. Spring Boot. So I never coded in Java that much. Why TLE? Excuse me. I'm not very good in Java. So maybe you can search on YouTube, you will find some good content. I don't understand. Why the fuck I'm getting TLE in this? This is like 500 into 500 500 into 3, right? That is good. It goes to 1 and then 1 can go to 0. I don't understand that. Rohit, were you talking about this one? Leetcode POTD? इसमें आ रही थी क्या TLE? Today's Geeks POTD. I have done this but I am wrong. It's giving TLE. अच्छा गीक्स वाला वो तो मैंने बता दिया ना सॉल्यूशन. दिस इज द सॉल्यूशन. Okay, you might be using like K as a state. This is why you got a TLE. Yeah, but here I'm actually using combinatrix. See, I'm using combinatrix. Yours is wrong. You need to be a little bit more comfortable with combinatrix. थोड़ा ना मैथ्स के हिसाब से सोचना तो हो जाता क्वेश्चन अगर थोड़ा उसमें परम्यूटेशन कॉम्बिनेशन लगाते तो. I'm only going 2 ways, right? There is no way I'm getting TLE. I do not understand that. Should I be a little bit greedy here? Of I and j less than 0. Let's be a little bit greedy here. Okay, that works. I don't know why. What is the time complexity of this? Am I wrong with my time complexity? Is this like n into m to 3? Yeah, these are my states. Oh, transition for a state is also less. I know that. This is correct. This is absolutely correct. Use dynamic programming. This is the exact thing I'm using. But I don't know why I'm getting TLE. Oh, it might be recursion. Okay, it might be recursion only. Let's go with the iterative approach then, if that's the case. I can also reduce the space if I want to. I can use two vectors, one of size n and one of size m. It doesn't happen usually, but okay. Let's talk about the base case. I'm going to take like 0, 0 as a base case. By the way, if I will move to only one row, like from here to I'm moving downwards. The best option is to increase the size by 1. This is the best option. This case is going to get managed. Okay. Now here we have to see something. This DP depends on multiple things. I also have to see this used variable. What should I do? Also iterate. So it can be 0, it can be 1, it can be 2. So dp of I, j and k. That depends on. If I'm at some state right now, I might have come from some previous state, and those states are I minus 1j and k, or it can be dp of same row but previous column. Okay, but it can also be k plus 1 previously. The better option is to push. Better option is to just push. Now I'm pushing. So if we have some k, this k is reduced. Right, this could become like maybe k minus 1 as well. So k might be greater previously. That is also possible. Now we have to do something. So I'm pushing down. Starting from 0. K is 2 right now. And I can push answer to I believe I can do that. We're at current state right now. Going to be coins of I comma j. I'm confused a little bit. So it can either come from this one or you can reduce k by 1, but then I don't care about, I am not adding this, become k minus 1, or maybe you can go to j plus 1 with a similar logic. Okay. And my base case, everything is 0 initially. I can reduce that. Do I have to reduce space? Maybe not. But this can only happen if greater than 0. What about min max? Good with I believe, yep. Now I need to see what is max. So max of dp of nm, it can be any possibility. I think that is correct. Compile error. Oh, this is max. My bad. There's some mistake. Okay. What is that mistake? My base case correct? So I'm going from 0, 0 of k. So I'm not able to reach. Should be able to reach. Search this query. What is the format of links? I just do this. Do we have something else? Okay. CNK prev, memoizing, printing. Acha. What is your query? Also give me a moment. I need to go to the washroom. Giving TLE, is this your GFG POTD solution? Optimal codes. Okay. Is this your GFG? Do you have C and K? I think NK, what is C? C is your index. And N is, okay. Going to next state by C+1 NKI. You tracking down previous and prev. Do you know the time complexity of this, Rohit? You are using 3D DP. C with previous. C is the current color. Okay. C is the current color. Oh my god. You know the time complexity of this, Rohit. This is too much. Hmm. Your logic is like correct, but this is not optimal. First of all, this C can go to, I believe, N. Previous can go to, I think these two, aren't these like K square? And you know K square is not possible. This solution is actually very bad. This is like N into K square into K. So this is N into K cube. Because you also have big O of K transitions. This is not a good solution. See, you cannot track two previous. They can go like to K, up to K, so you can't do that. K square is not possible. You could do like at max N into K. See, I will explain a little bit what you have to see in this problem. So you are at a current state, right? Now these previous two numbers, they could be equal or they could be not equal, right? Equal or not. If they are equal, that means what you can put here, you can put any number out of 1, K minus 1 numbers, N into N cube. Yep, this will not pass. If they both are equal, then you have K minus 1 colors you can put here, right? If these two are not equal, then you have K colors. Then you can put any color that you want. So this is a combinatorics problem along with the DP state. Why DP? Because your current choice depends on your previous choices. Okay. And one thing that I have also explained here, this will also work, but the problem is that if you will find like K to the power some N number, then it is going to exceed. And I cannot use modulus, and they told us that the answer is inside 32-bit integers, so I have to use like this way. You just have to realize these two things, and maintaining this state is not hard. This is just one boolean state. You need at max a factor of 2. You can maintain this true or false state. Hello white brother. So I solved this problem in 2 into N using combinatorics with just tracking down the previous ones. That is it. You can look at my code. Where was my code? Over here. Do I have a something here? I think this, yep. So you can also look at my code. So this is a condition when I was able to do everything, and because I'm multiplying, so I can just return 1 here, right? So I have already made it. Aggressive cows. I will look into it. Right, so I'm just returning 1. This is my DP. Simple. Now here is where you have to think. So flag is true, that means previous two values are same. So there is only one option, right? You will go to the next state, and there are k minus 1 possibilities at this particular index, right? At this particular index, and you move to the next one. And when you move to the next one, it is going to be false, because these two were equal, this was different. Now you can again pick anything, right? Put anything here. But if this was false, then you had two options. Okay, so it was something like this. Let's say you have picked something here, you are currently at this index and your flag is false. If you will pick what you have picked previously, okay, so there are two possibilities here. You can pick same as you picked previously, and there is only one way to pick same, just pick whatever you have picked here. You can do that and move to the next state, and there is only one possible color that matches the previous one, right? Else you can pick something else out of k minus 1 colors, right? And then you move to the next index, and then here you are going to pass flag as true, because both previous values are true. This is what I'm doing here. Oh wait, ulta bol diya maine. Here you will have flag true. Okay, so here I'm pushing 2 because I have picked the same as previous, and here I'm pushing false because I have picked something else. This is also very important to understand. This is like the base case, because I'm currently at this number, right? Don't have anything previously, right? So I can pick anything out of k here. Then I can move to the next index and start using this whole logic. Okay. The problem, your code is not optimal because of this thing, this counting thing. You are not able to get. I would recommend solve more combinatorics problem. You will be much more comfortable. Also make sure you know these terms like NCR, NPR. You don't need NPR. Like NPR is just NCR into n factorial. Basically you have picked some n numbers and you want to arrange those n numbers. So picking those numbers is just NCR, and then arranging them is just n factorial, r factorial, sorry. So you will get NPR. And sometimes you may also have to use properties of NCR. I can show you something. So the last contest I gave, the second problem was this easy. It was like this easy, just this. 2 into NCR n minus 1k. And I got this formula from doing this whole thing, because I have to pick some from left, some from right. You write down the formula and you realize it's just like NCR n minus 1k. That's fine. K is greater than 0, then basically I'm getting 0 every time, so I think something is not correct. Should this be like I plus 1? When the previous two colors are not same, that means we can choose previous two colors are not same. So if these two colors are not same, then we have two options. Okay, first option is we can pick the same color as previous one. These two are different, but these two can be same, right, for the next state. And there is only one way to do that, right? And another way is you can pick any other color out of k minus 1. If you will do this thing, then for your next state, it is going to these two are going to be same, so your flag is going to be true here. But if you will pick something else, then your flag is going to be false for the next state. Is that make sense? Does that make sense? See, I'm telling you this thing. This is not something you might not be able to get it right now, but if you will solve more and more problems, you will get them. Hi, Animesh. I'm doing it. I did it using recursion, but I'm getting TLE. I think it's because of the recursion stack, maybe auxiliary space or something. I'm trying to do it like iterative way. At one time. Which one? Aggressive cows? Where is that problem? This one? Stalls 2k cows such that the minimum distance between any two of them is the maximum possible. Yes. These are some positions given. We want distance to be max. So you need to pick 3 stalls and there. So here I can pick like 149. Okay. This is a greedy problem. It's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need to pick 3 such that they are first of all sort these stalls. Okay, it's more simple when they're sorted. What we can do, we need to look at their differences. Yes, I mean you could have used DP if but you can't because of the state explosion. Greedily pick. How will you do that? Minimum distance between any two. You have to maximize the minimum distance. If you're free, pin your profile. You want my Leetcode profile? Definitely. Here is my code forces profile as well. And follow. Talk about differences. Let's talk about differences first. 1, then we have 2, then we have 4, then we have 1. We have to pick 3 of them. minimum distance. In like I believe almost a year, more than 10 months. I believe this is a very standard problem, but what is the greedy idea here? Can I use binary search? Can I use binary search? Is it possible to have distance like let's say 4? How can I do that? Crazy rating for 10 months. Thank you. The first cow can be placed. I need the farthest stalls. Okay. Maybe just work on your frameworks. Solve like problems on maybe for Leetcode, go on CSES, solve some problems there. That is going to help you a lot because most of the time Leetcode contest problems, they are just about some concept that you might not know. So focus on them. Minimize distance. Combinatrix means counting. स्कूल में पढ़ा होगा permutation and combination. That is counting. अगर पढ़ा है 11th में, that is the only thing. Yeah, it is a mathematical term. Combinatrix. The combinations. I have seen this question multiple times, but which idea? Can I use some kind of a priority queue approach to maximize the minimum distance? Or can I use binary search? What concepts should you know? You should know combinatrix. I can show you like some of my previous contest. So this one I was sleeping, but this one was at 8 p.m. so I was able to give. This one was all about combinatrix, I guess. This problem, second one. So you can see like for left and right, and you are at some position, how many ways you can see k people, right? You can pick like 0 from left and k from right, 1 from left, k minus 1 from right. So I got TLE because I did not look key. This is going to like big O of n. Yeah, because this takes more time, right? I could have used like a Pascal's DP to calculate NCR, but I was like, this is going to pass, but it gave me TLE. But ultimately, this whole formula, if you will write this down on a copy and a pen, you will realize this reduces to just n minus 1k. Is it? Talking about third one was very easy. You just look at the constraints, and this is also a special number. You can This is 2 to the power something. Whatever. I have taken like 2000 just in case if the XOR exceeds, and it worked. I have taken 2000 for this XOR. This was very easy, right? You can just store XOR for a path and you just return whenever you reach to the n-1 and m-1. This was very easy problem. DP. This was about counting again. Where is my YouTube chat? Already solved common patterns till from array till DP. You won't be able to solve contest problem if you're solving patterns. It may be very straightforward. If you're solving some kind of a sheet, then like that sheet is just going to give you a basic idea. You won't be able to solve problems in contest. For now at least. I have solved a Strivers sheet in like 2 months when I started. And after that I was not able to solve any problem. You have to just keep solving multiple problems, then ultimately you will be able to do. It's just about thinking. So first I thought maybe this is a digit DP problem. This is what happens when you see something like this. But then I realized that digit DP is not possible, right? This is going to give me TLE. So this was the idea in this problem, that I can pre-compute because these values are small. So I can pre-compute. What concepts needed for contest? So there are few concepts that you won't find like in any sheet. The first is combinatorics, right? And some advanced DP concept. Let's say digit DP, right? And the biggest one is greedy. So in those sheets you will see there is a topic greedy, but those problems are like very standard. This thing takes a lot of time. Digit DP or maybe prefix optimization, and you could have like other optimizations too. There is something called sauce DP, like there is sag tree, fenwick tree. There is a try advanced concept, for example prefix OR. You can watch my previous stream. I have talked about like segment tree, fenwick tree, and this try concept. They usually come in like the fourth problem. Sources, if you will watch my previous stream, you will find some sources like Useko guide. This is a very good source. You can go to like sections and start reading if you're learning something, and you can go to a level where you are comfortable. So maybe if you want segmentary, you can go here, range queries. You can learn like all these things. Convex hull is something that I don't know. Okay, convex hull I don't know. Inclusion exclusion is I'm aware of. This is a basic maths concept. It also comes in like Leetcode fourth problem usually. I have seen it multiple times. There was a problem on divide and conquer DP as well. I believe like 2 months ago in Fab. I don't exactly remember. Parse trees too. And there is another website called CP algorithm. You will find everything here. Okay, but you should be like a little bit patient reading all these things. You can go to combinatorics. You can learn like fundamentals. If you want to learn fundamentals of combinatorics, then I will recommend just open your 11th textbook and start reading permutation combinations. And don't forget, you also need maths, like for primes concept, for example sieve. You should know like how to find, let's say, factors in root n. And what else? You know this concept, you know a lot of concept. You should be aware of like GCD and LCM. You should know like LCM is just max of powers, and GCD is just like min of power, right? If you're taking GCD of multiple numbers, you will look at their power and you will choose like the minimum one out of all prime powers. Same for LCM, but it's like max. I think you can learn these things on Code Forces maybe. My stream was maths. In maths, I got 95. I'm in third year right now. What year? Let me solve this one first. So I'm getting 0 every time. What's the issue? Which year? In 2022. By the way, I gave exams. मतलब मैं बिना एग्ज़ाम के पास नहीं हुआ. There was a batch जो बिना एग्ज़ाम के पास हो गया था. And those people, they get like 95, 97% in CBSE. That's crazy. Okay, so where is the issue? If I'm at 0, wait, I should be doing like I plus 1 both. Maybe my answer is, I'm going till starting at 0. Okay, I think my base case is wrong. So I'm pushing this answer to I plus 1. But like this is 0 is absolutely okay with that. Is minus 1. Can you guys spot a mistake? It's just like initialization thing. Some indices are wrong here. That's it. Solution is correct. For n minus 1 and m minus 1, the answer is stored at these indices. Okay. Did you DP the basics? Basics you can do from I did striver sheet, honestly, but honestly telling you, DP is all about Just like the way you learn, induction in maths, it's similar to that. So like, if you will learn DP like this recursive way, then you are going to have some problems. Else, just intuitively think about it. I think the best question for DP I solved yesterday, there was a problem. You can try solving this problem from code forces. It's got number of ways. I mean, you just think about it, right? How can you use like previous states to calculate the current one? DP is not like some kind of different framework. DP is all about optimizing things. We use DP in machine learning models. Like backpropagation is all about chain rule, where we use like a previous gradient to calculate the current one. So my answer for n-1. So I have to search for everything now. Fuck. The problem is my answer is actually stored in like these two places. I have to look for all those places now. So it's either m-1, okay. Either this, or it's either like m-1, right? Yeah. Wow. Oh, why do I have wrong answer? Why do I have wrong answer here? Is there anything I can do? Because this should be, answer can be negative. And let's do 0 0. I believe we're starting from 2 only, so that should be okay. Okay, now we good. Fast. See, for DP I can recommend you this, like just think about it, right? So I actually thought the answer for n-1 and m-1, where my answer is getting stored. So it's actually getting stored in these two places, i+1j and ij+1. This is why I have these 6 numbers. I'm just taking max. And these solutions like 59 ms, it is also possible. I have to convert this DP into like a 1D DP. I can take a row and a column, then I can maintain some variable and do it, I guess. Exactly. Tabulation is hard, but recursion bad. Yeah, recursion is bad. Recursion give me TLE. This give me TLE. And recursion is bad because of auxiliary space it takes. And ultimately it's like complex for machine to execute those recursive tasks. You have to store every single task in a stack. So that takes extra space, extra time as well. Not exactly extra time, but it is a little bit complex. Tabulation is very easy. You just iterate through things. If tabulation is hard for you, let me tell you, you don't understand DP. You need to practice a lot, a little bit more. But it takes time. It took me like about 7 months. I became good at DP, I believe, around 4 months ago. I think in around December last year, or maybe in January. Yeah. What is the logic here? And this k is always less than equals to k. If I have to pick every single stall, then the answer is going to be minimum distance between any two stalls. Binary search. Then I have to think about, for some number, for example, for some distance x, is it possible to pick k? Then I have to think about that if I'm thinking of binary search in this problem. So how can I do that? By the way, whenever you see these kind of things, find maximum of minimum or minimum of maximum, you always think of binary search. You remember doing this problem? So now we have to think about, if I have, let's say, x days, let's say x minimum distance, can I pick k stalls so that this test satisfies? पिछले 1.4 साल से and I'm cooked. Search for my ID. Rohit Baba. Rohit, you from which college, by the way? You post solutions too? A lot of batches, 365 days. Last year, August, I have attempted 10 contests. My rating has dropped to 1300. Will happen. There is actually a time when I started doing Leetcode, I was already comfortable solving like A and B, also till C. I could solve like C sometimes. You graduated. I mean, you have solved like a lot of easy problems, I see. The thing is, these problems are not helpful. These problems doesn't teach you anything. Maybe I can say like 100 of them initially taught you some like brute force things. Medium is good. Hard is only 31. You post solutions too. This is like a stack problem. Very easy one. By the way, this is a very good problem if you guys want to understand concept of stacks, and if you have problem like where you should use stack to solve problems, you should probably go ahead and solve this problem. Robot collision. BCA degree never been shortlisted. Wait, you posted a solution? Oh, this is why. I mean, you can continue, I believe. I believe learning is like exponential at first, and then it starts decaying. So if you're starting, you do a lot of, like, you learn, your learning is exponential, but you reach to a certain point when your learning then declines, and that point is like different for different people. Guys, I'm drinking a lot of water, I guess. Give me a minute. Leetcode and CF only until you get into a company, or that depends on you actually. If I'm talking about me, then I will continue, but not like, like 5-6 hours a day. I won't be able to do it if I'm in a company. But the thing is, once you have made like that sort of aptitude, then it's easy to do things further. I think if you did like, if you will even leave DSA for like next year, you can catch up in just a month. So it is not gonna take you any more time in that case. But me personally, I will continue. I will solve at least one problem every single day, and I will not solve easy problem. I will solve problem like at my edge. Like there is something like 60-70% chance of me solving that problem, so that I can also understand something new, also learn something new from the problem. So how do I think about this? We have some distance. Is it possible or not? Can we do it with the difference that we have? So we have to pick. How do we do this? Picking k stalls. How many stalls are unpicked? Two of them are unpicked. Two are unpicked. Does that mean I can kind of add these differences. What is the logic here? Let's say I have X. To binary search. So what could be the maximum possibility? Check for M. Have installed some K. If that is true and we are trying to what? If that is possible. Let's work on this function. But I still have no idea how will I do that. I'm thinking about distances. Minimum distance. One, 2, 4, 8, 9. Cannot pick 1 or 2. Maybe I can pick 4 then. Maybe I don't have to pick 1. I honestly don't know. Password checker. Hard problem. How many solves? Task is to don't know what is the logic. Placing first cow here or here. If this is sorted, then placing first cow here is better than placing first cow here, because then this is going to give us more distance. We have some points on the number line. If I do first cow here, then this distance is getting wasted, right? I try to minimize, so I can pick like minimum, then maximum, in between. What is 2 minus 1? That is 1. What is 4 minus 1? So that is equal to 3. So I can increase count. Then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is, I can do it. 4 possible. Four minus 1 is 3. That's not possible. Yeah, I can just count. Right, let's sort this. Is this correct? Picking first one is always better. No, I did not. That, like, April Fool is... I was a bit busy as well, so, but I don't think there is any benefit of taking this contest. Haven't even seen like the... Let's take previous. Initially, let's take it as 0. Let's take it as the first one. Okay, count is 1 and this is stalls of 0. Then we can iterate. Okay. Here we will pick if stalls of I minus prev greater than or equals to k, then prev equals to stalls of I and count plus plus. Then from here I can return if count is greater than or equals to x. Okay, this works. Is that optimal? Yeah, I will always pick the first one. That is always going to be the case. Okay, maybe I can submit. But wrong answer. My answer is 3, but correct is 5. We have 2, 7, 18. Let me type. K is 3, so we have to pick 3. So we have to pick everything. Okay. Oh, it should be K, I guess. This is greater than X. So basically you have to prove this thing, that picking the initial values are always better than picking going for like the next one and skipping this one. I think that was it. It's not even loading. Let's try to solve this one. At least 6, at most 20. So 6 to 20 characters. At least one lowercase letter, at least one uppercase letter, and at least one digit. Lowercase, uppercase, and digit. It does not contain 3 repeating characters in a row. Okay. Given a string password, return the minimum number of steps required to make password strong. If it is already strong, then return 0. Insert one character, delete or replace. $50. I have to check for 3 consecutives. Shouldn't be. If there are 3 consecutive, can I make this one like uppercase? So that now it satisfies all these conditions. Output is 3. We have A, and 1. This word is strong. All these conditions are met, but this thing is greater than 20, then I have to delete characters. If it's less than 6, then I have to add those characters. I can see like a lot of edge cases. Oh, this problem. I was not able to solve this one. Try once. Shorts path question. It's not even loading. I think this is a very good question. This one has a lot of edge cases. I'll do this later on. Add this to my bookmarks. Let's try to solve this one for now. We have 2 strings, stamp and target. With all s of I equals to question mark. In one turn, you can place stamp over s and replace every letter in s with the corresponding letter from stamp. In one turn, I can place stamp over s, replace every letter. Oh, this is question marks. Stamp at index 0 of S. Okay. Okay. I can do it here. I can do it here. They must be fully contained. The boundary of S. Makes sense. Using at most 10 into target turns. What is the logic behind 10 into target? And then I have to print what? I have to print the indices. If we cannot obtain target from S within this turns, return an empty array. We'll have something like that. So first letter should be same. Okay. Then second letter is also same. Third letter can be any prefix of stamp. I don't know the logic of 10 into target length. Maybe I can try doing that. The best option to stamp it is first to do this and then you do this. ABCA and we have AA. So we will first stamp this. Then we will stamp this. Oh. We have to stamp here as well to get this. So this should be first. Then 0, then 1. How can I do this optimally? If I can do this optimally, then I can perform the following operation and check. And I can do n square, that is also possible. I have to make target. So first letter is A. So this one definitely need a stamp. Order might be different. Maybe I start stamping from the so 0th index, right? The size is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have CA again, so we do have CA. If I do this ABC, about this one, I know this is also A, so this definitely needs a stamp. Okay, then this is okay, right? But when I'll reach here, CA. When is this not possible? Let's talk about the case when it's just not do it. If CA is matching, previous is equal, then I believe I have to look at overlaps, maybe. So A, then ABCA, then CA. So whatever the number is, it should be like some prefix or some suffix. So it should be like some substring of stamp, first of all. Target should be some substring of stamp. Okay, so ABCA, good. We have A, then we have C. Gonna solve for some substring of target. Maybe then join everything. Mm, and into target length. Maybe we should start stamping. Maybe if it's not matching, I can. I need to return the order as well. We have ABCA, ABCA, then we have AB. Okay. So after everything overlaps, we will have CA, CA. A, A, B. Can we create a graph? Do something on the graph. Every single letter is connected. Can I use a DP with a stamp and target? And I can take any prefix, put into the stamp at any position. And my goal is to make stamp equals to target. I can try doing that. It will cover things like putting first ABC over here, right? It will cover. Then again I can put another one here. I can put another one, or maybe I can do this. Then I can do this. Just pick some index which is less than size of the stamp, and then put it over there and move to the next state. That is something I can do, but I also need to check number of operations. If I'm going in both directions, how I'm going to cut? I just have length of a stamp. I will also track how many operations I have done, and that way I can do it. Maybe. Okay. Let's store this answer here. Do we need answers? Most probably not. We need minimum operations. So state only depends on number of operations, and the stamp, because we need to minimize number of operations. It does not depend on what operations we did. There can be 5 operations of different kind. Oh, stamp is doing that. Okay. I think I can do that. This, let's say this is S, and then this is 9. And also need number of operations. Guys, give me a moment. This will be n cube if I'm gonna iterate target. Maybe I don't need operations. Order doesn't matter, right? And at most. You can see this thing, I believe. This is greater than 10 into maybe if equals to 2 anymore. So if s equals to target, I don't know what to do. Try once. अच्छा chat है. If I have matched A, I will go to the next index. That is the given. Because changing this again doesn't make any sense because this has to be same, right? Then this has to be A. What do? We do it again, right? And we go here. This is equal to B. This is equal to C. This is equal to A. Then we have something like C. We have C here and these two are matching. We can go back. We can go back to at most 4. What if I do it in reverse? Then we have AC. Then we have AC, BA. AC, BA. Then we have A. Is it better in reverse? Because we are stamping like to the right. This is why we having overlaps. But if I will start from the last, then I'm going to have like clean. CBA. Then I have BA. Any sheet and resources, you can try solving some easy problems on code forces, maybe like 800-900 rated. Just make sure your maths and combinatorics and things like greedy algorithms are clear. It's gonna take time, by the way. And for sheet, I did striver sheet, but I genuinely don't think it was that much helpful, although initially it was. If you're a complete beginner, just you can do it, you can follow. It's not even loading. I think my internet is shit. I mean, you can do this to learn like basic concepts and everything, how to use heaps. greedy algorithms game. DP on squares, matrix chain multiplication, LIS, then also print LIS. This is like a good base, honestly, but this is not enough because do we have like combinatorics or anything? Just make sure you know all of that. Okay. The thing is, you should understand these things deeply. Like GCD, what is GCD? Uh, it's basically like minimum of powers. Similarly, LCM is maximum of powers. I missed all of that. It's good you can follow that cheat. You can watch Vivek Gupta lectures, actually, they are pretty good. He sometimes do like YouTube live. Make sure you join. Cam must be fully. Like there is no benefit going backward. It's just similar to going forward, I believe. I can have like both situations. ये वाला है, ये वाला last वाला है. Thinking about first day. I don't know. I can do n square, but I'm not sure which one to choose. About your first question. What is your first question? Vehicle one. Which one? Where is this question, by the way? Is this on some platform? This one? How can we determine the minimum number of the vehicle and their sizes and capacity? You know the size of the vehicle and the capacity. How can you determine the minimum number of vehicles needed to transport all items without exceeding the capacity? So, minimum number of vehicles. Okay. So, what do you think about without exceeding capacity? Can you pick the vehicles with the most capacity? Like you can sort from greater to smaller, and you can start picking vehicles that have greater capacity until you reach to a point when your current capacity is either greater than or equals to your target capacity. How can minimum vehicles needed to transfer all items without exceeding capacity? I think this is how you can do this. Is this on GFG or something? Just tell me where is the question. So all the items, they will have some total capacity, right? And you need at least that much capacity to transfer those items. So you just pick vehicles that have like big capacity. I think that this is very easy. Am I correct, Rohit? Example. Okay. 30, 30, 30. Capacity is 50. So you can pick 2. Output is 3. I don't know why your output is 3 if your capacity is 50. And what is this input? Vehicle with their sizes and capacity. I don't understand. Your input only have a single number. Is that like size or is that a capacity? That is the size of the ith vehicle. Okay, so we only have like size. Then what is capacity? What is the capacity of ith vehicle? Size is 30. I guess your size is the capacity. Is that what you're saying? You can't take two 30 sizes vehicles. Understand? Can you like total capacity of ship is what capacity is? So 50 is like the total capacity. So we have a ship and we have to like load vehicles into the ship. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, then what do you do? You sort it in like from smaller to large. Okay, sort it in reverse, small to large, and you just like keep picking those vehicles until you reach to a point when it exceeds your capacity. So if that is the case, then you increase the count again. I think this is, yeah. So because capacity is 50, you cannot pick 2 here. So when you will pick 30, that is okay. When you go to another 30, this is going to be 60, which is greater than 50. So you increase count as 1 and you increase your current value as 30. Then you go to 30 again and you do a similar thing. By the way, they should be sorted in ascending order. Then you do the same thing. Um, and it turns out to be 60. Same thing. Then you increase count as 3. So your total count is 3. In your second example, 10, 20. So it is already sorted. We can pick these two. Okay. Then we can pick this. Then we can pick, wait. Okay. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. We cannot sort and pick because there can be a better candidate. So with 10 you can have like 40, and with 30 you can have 20. Hmm. Because we cannot use greedy here, we have to use DP. Okay, we will have to use DP, and with DP, how can we do it? Ten, 20, 30, 40. Let me think a little bit. So this is now a DP problem. Okay. So 4 vehicle has to be transported. Can we do like binary search? For example, if we know, let's say we have 3 ships, can we do it if we have 3 ships? Twenty, 30, 40. Sorting and greedy, but it's not. Yeah, this will not work, obviously. And greedy will not work. DP is going to work here. But the issue is how you will formulate that DP. Too late. Our time has gone. So you need DP, that you have to track 2 things. First of all is your index, which you're traversing. Another thing is going to be your capacity. So the solution is going to be n into capacity. So that is going to be your solution. Then you can start traversing. So this 10 has to go somewhere, right? But with what? So this is like knapsack DP. Okay, array represents the vehicle and capacity represents the ship. I got it. I got it. Yep. This is like a knapsack DP. Because I have to transport all of them. Okay, just do one thing. What about capacity though? What is the expected time complexity? Is it n into k or like n squared something? Or is it like big O of n log n? This is a standard problem, but we have some capacity. We should not exceed. We need number of ships. First of all, minimum ship required is definitely 2 because some of them is 100 and 100 by 50 is 2. So that is like the lower bound. That is the lower bound we have. How many 50s? This problem is similar to like coins problem. We have some coins and we have to make sum equals to 10, 20, 30, 40. What is optimal? Whatever he doesn't tell, but yeah, it's DP problem, so n into capacity. But I'm thinking about like what is like the order of your DP because greedy fails. So our goal is to minimize capacity while we going towards the indices. So we have to look for the order. We'll enforce order. Then how many minimum rounds? Basically, how many ships you need or how many rounds you have to do. That's the same thing. Okay, that's the same thing. So I know it's DP, but how? Let me look at something. This is different. This is about order. I mean, this is like easy DP, I believe. You can stay in a same index or you can go to the next one. This enforces the order. We have 2 to 5 and we also have this question is a bit different actually. So we want in every single round the capacity of ship to be maximized. Is it possible to make capacity 50? We can make it 50, that's the best case. Or something less than equal to capacity. That is the goal. We can do that. If we can make like 50, that means what is left is also 50, so like we can do it only in 2 trips. So we have to check. So here we don't care about number of vehicles we are picking, we only care about the capacity. We have to maximize the capacity. I mean, I will go with the same logic. 40, reduce, because this has to be transported, right? We don't care about number of vehicles. And why Boolean array? How many vehicles? You cannot use Boolean array to check how many vehicles are shipped. We don't care about number of vehicles, we care about capacity. We have to maximize capacity of the ship. How can we do that? We probably pick the one with the maximum capacity. And by the way, these should be less than this. less than or equal to, because then we cannot transfer all vehicles. If you're picking 40, you have to pick 10. Okay, then you have these two left. I think this will work for your second example as well, I believe. But this is again a greedy idea, so 30, 30, 30. You cannot pick anything else. You cannot pick anything else. You cannot pick anything else. But there could be a situation. There could be a situation. Let's say you have 40. You have picked 40. Maybe you also have like 5. These are sorted, right? Do I care about picking more vehicles? What about maximizing okay, this is a case. For example, we have something like this. So I have picked like 49, right? But as you can see, I can make 50, right? I can take these two 5, this one 40, then the capacity is going to be 50. So we somehow have to pick the numbers that makes this capacity like maximum possible. So I think this is the thing. I have solved this already. Conveyor belt has packages must be shipped. Rate of each day we load the ship with packages on the conveyor belt in the order given by weights. We may not load more weight than the maximum weight of a capacity. Return the least weight capacity of the ship that will result in all the packages on the conveyor belt being shipped within days, 5 days. In the order given by weights. In this order we will load. So this is a different question. This is easy. Is your question correct? I mean, order must be preserved. This is wrong. Yo, this is what I was thinking. Your problem is NP hard. I cannot solve this in like polynomial time. This is why I was confused. I was like, what the fuck? So maybe you have to preserve order. Like in this order, I have to process. Then it becomes like simple greedy. I have already told. Or might be see this is very easy to solve. This is big of n. You can solve this. But like this you can't. This is going to be like exponential. So I can use recursion. I can use a set, but that is not going to be very good solution. You can ultimately do recursion on this. Wait, you will pick some numbers and you will try to maximize capacity. Once your capacity is maximized, you can take that and then you go for remaining elements. This is going to be like a exponential solution. Are you sure this was the problem, Rohit? Because here we have this thing, order. So I can just do it in big of n. So I'm binary searching. Just binary searching on days. साढ़े छः हो गया. Let's try to solve this one. ABC. I have no idea, honestly. Is the real life? Is this the fantasy? Need to see like the previous modified index. But we may need to like reorder things. Supposed to solve this. Square. Maybe try to match the biggest length. Carry on, carry on. Can I just track down the positions and do it? Let me just try. Maybe need all of that. Okay. can take like the previous one, and I believe it's going to be 0. So I do have something. Also make a string target dot size. Then we have m, which is, let's create a string answer of size n and with the question marks. Fine. Let's try this greedy stamping. I have not proved anything, I'm just trying. Maybe it's possible. Something like that. Okay, so if answer of I is not equal to it is not equal, then I may have to reorder. Not reorder, I may have to put something. So this is a one operation. So here I need one operation, and then I'll move both of them. Okay. Let's also take another variable. Let's drag down L as 0. If this happens, then L goes back to 0. Nope, that's not correct. Do we need to see where is the prefix? Oh, fuck it. Let's look at something. Greedy bit DFS. Let's recursively change from target whenever we find matched stamp substring. Okay, another idea is backtracking. Try to find path of target where path of I equals to index of target of I. Path is 0 1 0 1 2. Oh, 0 1 0 1 2. So we try to find a path. Okay, 0 0. Path I plus 1 can equal to path I plus 1. Means target of I plus 1 are on the same stamp. This is crazy idea actually. Really? We can change this substring. We have ABCA, we can change this. Then we only have CA. I don't get it. Greedy approach. Apart from backwards, we can see the last stamping. The string of target. Okay, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. We should have ABC here somewhere, right? There we go. This is going to be the last stamp. Then we can have this ABCA. Code explanation. I allow string match already stamp. Because in real stamping sequence, the future stamping can be used. Restamp on start didn't match. From the above observation, we can see that it would be easier if we start from backwards by finding the index of last stamping, which will be the substring of target, completely matching stamp. We see there is a A after matching that one. We can remove that. Then we see CA. Okay, so ABC you did it. Partial match of stamp. Already stamped at begin after stamping. We could have selected index 6 as well, which would have produced using greedy approach in our iteration, matching the first partial and complete match of stamp in target. So you have removed C here by matching like some ABC. Okay. So we just matching the substring of size stamp, recursively removing them. Then after that, you see there is a ABC. No, we have to remove the CB. I believe we have to remove the C only. Then we have V. Then we will remove B. We can remove ABC as well. So we have only B now. Now this has to be removed and this has to be removed. Partial match equals to 4. All the characters are stamped. We break the iteration. The functions will be reverse. Okay. Okay, now I know. Let's do it recursively. Don't need sizes anymore. We have answer. What do we care about? Care about replacements, and if this as equals to target. else we can iterate to find a substring that matches. I'll probably do this like off stream. I'll do this after dinner, I believe. If I'm not able to pick anything, that means it's not possible to convert stump into target, so I can return just blank. If it is possible, I will just remove that. Substring can also have this is going to be n square again, but it can be at max. I will see whether first number is. I'll do this off stream.